Hi, and welcome to another episode of More to Media on Daily Ad Brief. I'm your host, Jeff Swartz, and I have a wonderful guest that I've known for many years, Maria Marchewka from Newswire. Maria, thanks for being on the show. I have some great questions, and I am excited about this one because I find that you have a ton of great insight into what you do. So thanks for being on.
Thanks for having me, Jeff. I'm excited.
Awesome. So before we dive into some of the questions, just give us the 30-second explanation of what Newswire is.
Absolutely. So Newswire is a technology company that harnesses the power of press release distribution to help small and mid-sized companies of all industries turn their own media into earned media. And so by doing that, it really generates a lot of results and value for those companies, because through the earned media mentions, they are building their brand awareness. They are improving their SEO performance. They are attracting more website traffic. They're solidifying their piece of the market, and they're strengthening their presence in that market that they are in. And that's all done through earned media and by way of strategic and newsworthy press release distribution. So that's really what we focus on, is helping those companies get their name out there, position themselves as leaders in the market, and building their presence accordingly.
Awesome. And I want to actually talk a little bit more about you as well, though, too, because I wouldn't stop at saying that you're an expert in content development. I would go past and say that you're a thought leader. And if you honestly, anybody watching this, if you want to follow her on her social media stuff, she'll give some great tips and ideas that I've even been like on there multiple times and be like, oh, I should look at that book. I should look at those kind of things as well, too. So take me through kind of your role at Newswire and a little bit of history about your expertise in particular social media, but also kind of all content, right?
Absolutely. So at Newswire, I am the senior manager of brand marketing. And so what that entails is I really focus on all things Newswire, so the corporate presence on the internet. So that really ranges from, writing and deploying the corporate press releases that we send out multiple times a week. That's maintaining the blog. That's writing educational resources, which are our Smart Starts, which really take a deep dive into specific topics and provide practical advice that companies can leverage almost immediately. I also maintain the organic social media presence for Newswire across our different social media platforms. So that's really kind of all under my purview. It's really just organically building our presence in the market as a thought leader and kind of showing and not telling those small and mid-sized companies that, we are a good resource that you can lean on to really maximize your results and solidify your digital presence. And this position is kind of like a culmination of, what I've been doing in my career thus far, which is really heavy on content and organic social media. So really helping and understanding how to position companies on social, which is, it feels like a beast because social is such a big landscape, but really just kind of pulling it back and tapering it back to the basics and understanding, who the company is and who the target audience is, and kind of marrying those two camps to create content that speaks to the target audience and provides them value with each post.
And I love that you said the word bit of a beast, right? Because there's so much to do and so much that you can do. I find, and I know you do as well too, when people get polarized into perfection, it's got to be perfect. It's got to be perfect. It's got to be perfect. Tell us a little bit about your philosophy on quality versus quantity, perfection versus volume.
Right. So my philosophy is really, I value progress more than perfection, because I think perfection is subjective. What I think is perfect on social media is probably different than what you think is perfect on social media, and that's totally fine. And I think whenever we kind of shy away from, having everything be perfect, excellent, content and, the picture and the lighting, everything has to be just so before we can post, we tend to miss out on opportunities instead of just, getting the content out there and, putting the message out onto social media because we're so focused on trying to get everything to be perfect. And I think that that's something with social media. Of course, you don't want to publish things that are kind of pithy and it's like a waste of someone's time, because if that's the only post they're going to see from your brand and it's kind of like, this isn't that interesting, it didn't really provide me too much value, then you could possibly kind of taint their look of your brand. But also in that same vein, it's really important to just create content and see what works, see what doesn't, test different times of the day, test different, platforms, different trends, see what works and what doesn't. And the only way that you're going to do that is just by pumping out content. And of course, always gut check before you hit post if this is going to provide someone with value before you actually do. And I think once you do that and you kind of do that like surface level gut check before you post, then you're putting yourself in a position to hit that quality mark and also hit that quantity mark as well.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. And there's honestly so many things that we could talk about with each other. And so many different things as well, too. Again, if you are interested in any kind of earned media, social media content, any of those kind of things, she's a great follow on LinkedIn. But that's actually all the time that we have. Maybe I'll have to have you on for another episode again, because I have a list of questions. And I'm like, I should ask you this. So Maria, thanks for jumping on More to Media. And thanks for watching More to Media as well, too, on Daily Ad Brief. If you want to get in contact with Maria or Newswire, we'll have their contact information in the description at dailyadbrief.com. I'm your host, Jeff Swartz. Thanks for spending the time with me, and we'll see you next time on More to Media.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.